Now, here in Washington, D.C., federal prosecutors have accused Donald Trump's former master strategist, Steve Bannon, of willfully ignoring a congressional subpoena. Bannon, facing trial on charges of contempt of Congress, was accused of an act of open defiance against the U.S. government. Assistant U.S. Attorney Amanda Vaughn said the defendant's failure to comply with orders to testify before the House Select Committee investigating the insurrection by Trump supporters on Capitol Hill in January of last year wasn't an accident, it wasn't a mistake, it was a choice. Bannon is facing 2 federal charges after refusing for months to cooperate with the House committee. His lawyers say the trial is politically motivated, and earlier, Bannon himself called the proceedings a sham. Speaking outside the court, Bannon challenged Benny Thompson, the Select Committee's chairperson, to come and face him in court, something, of course, that Congressman Thompson has no requirement to do. Bannon continues to make false claims, meanwhile, about voter fraud in the 2020 presidential election.
I challenge Benny Thompson today to have the courage to come to this courthouse. If he's going to charge somebody with a crime, he's going to be man enough to show up here or send somebody like Shifty Shift or Fang Fang Swalwell or send Liz Cheney, send somebody in the committee that has the guts to come here and accuse somebody of a crime. It is outrageous. And for them to sit there and try to get a complete hearing and they won't bring in any testimony about FBI involvement, any testimony about DHS involvement, any testimony about any other involvement, and what's driving this. The total and complete illegitimacy of Joe Biden. Trump won. Joe Biden's illegitimate.
It is, of course, the Department of Justice, not individual members of Congress, that is accusing Steve Bannon of a crime. He could be jailed if he is convicted. Meanwhile, the U.S. Secret Service has provided just a single text message to the January the 6th committee. This after the panel demanded that the committee receive records of all text messages exchanged by a dozen members of the Secret Service in the run-up to January the 6th and on the day itself. The Secret Service concedes that some of the records demanded by the committee have been lost, they say, in a migration of phones that occurred 3 weeks after the January the 6th uprising. The Secret Service claims it's still working to determine if any of the lost texts were relevant to the investigation and are able to be recovered. We are being joined now by WION's US correspondent, Susan Tehrani, who joins us from New York City. Susan, it's good to see you. I mean, the Secret Service is widely believed to have elements within it who are sympathetic to, and in some cases supportive of, Donald Trump, the former president. So what is exactly taking place here in this standoff between the Select Committee on Capitol Hill and the US Secret Service?
Good to see you too, Simon. Generally, the Secret Service for any president is sympathetic to that president. And on the one hand, really after the Secret Service declined or failed to provide this evidence to the January 6th committee, which there is, you know, a certain limit on how much the January 6th committee really has the authority to ask the Secret Service for records. Then many, notably on social media, said that the Secret Service has, quote unquote, been compromised and there should be an all-out investigation against the Secret Service. Some lawyers agree, and the reason for that, we can say the questions that these lawyers are saying is, for example, why didn't they do an internal review after these messages weren't found? Why did the Secret Service not back up those messages before they were deleted from these devices? And I think the heart of the matter right now, notably for those on the January 6th committee, that was a very difficult pill to swallow and somewhat of an embarrassment, was the fact that Secret Service members came and they contradicted that testimony by Cassidy Hutchinson, which you remember she recalled in hearsay that Donald Trump attacked a Secret Service member in his limo and tried to grab the steering wheel. Some are saying, why did the Secret Service come and contradict that on record under oath? Others are saying that the January 6th committee simply didn't ask them. But it's too early to pass judgment on the Secret Service because this hearing and this committee has become so politicized and so one-sided and political.